Hello and welcome to Crew 42's coverage of the 2025 River City Open presented by Discraft. This is our A tier in the Grand Rapids area at Earl Brewer Park this year. This is our FPO Feature Card. On the commentator's mic, you have myself, Zach O'Haron, as well as Ceci Vollbrecht. How we doing?
Pretty good.
If you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing. Hit that notification bell when you have more coverages come out on our channel. You don't want to miss out on those. We have a pretty spectacular event this year. FPO Field is looking very, very strong. For our feature card, we have Lindsey, Kylie, Colleen, and Megan. A couple Michigan shredders with Lindsey and Megan. And a couple new faces, including from Canada. We have Colleen, excited to have new faces on the channel. What do we have here for hole one, Ceci?
Hole one is 274 feet, slightly downhill off the tee. Most of our ladies will be looking to get it down near the basket. There is OB left if you skip over the path, which is possible with this hard-packed dirt.
Yeah, the traditional play we've seen from a lot of people is go forehand as well over the left side, but with those bushes growing in higher, it's getting tougher and tougher each year.
Open presented by Discraft. Here today is your round one FPO feature card. First on the tee, representing Discraft and Great Lakes Disc, Lindsey Maas.
First on the box here, we have Lindsey Maas, defending FPO champion here for River City Open.
Taking the nice backhand line, gets a nice skip. She'll have a putt from inside the circle.
Next on the tee, representing MVP Disc Sports, Kylie Kohut.
Kylie, first time on the channel, traveling into town here for this A tier. Swinging this putter, needs to slow down.
Oh, that's the big skip we're talking about. It's looking really good, but once it hit near the basket.
Next on the tee, Colleen McInnes.
And third on the tee, we have Colleen. Ooh.
That's the tough part with that right-hand backhand play, is that if you hug it a little too tight, that bush on the right side can come into play quickly.
Card, representing Discraft and Great Lakes Disc, Dophal.
And Megan's up.
Megan's been having a pretty awesome year so far, a little more competition than last year. She's been hitting the grind more often, having some pretty strong finishes. We saw her quite a bit at Michigan State's.
So the thing is about this hole, even if you end up short, it's not so long that most of our ladies will hopefully get up and down for a three.
Yeah, as long as you're not too obstructed on the approach shot, you should be able to do that. You can get a little squirrely if you go into those bushes left. If you hyzer too early, those can give you a little trouble sometimes, but as long as you, like both of our ladies, Megan and Colleen, were in the open, so had the opportunity to get up and down. Megan just a little short on that putt, though.
Lindsey leaving her putt a little bit low. She'll tap in for a par.
First round jitters.
Kylie with her bogey after going OB off the drive.
And we got one last tap in there for Megan as we move over to hole two. I would say that this new layout for the FPO is very scoreable, especially here on the front nine. Hole two, though, a little longer hole. What do we have going on?
Hole two is about just over 300 feet. There's this turnover line or forehand line that the drone's flying. There's also a backhand hyzer line that some of the ladies I've seen thrown on the right side. Really trying to get close to the basket, give yourself a chance for a putt. There's also OB long if you really get on it.
Yeah, they've added a ton of OB this year from Shea and the crew there.
Lindsey going the turnover line. It looks really nice.
Lindsey's kind of well known for her hyzer flips and controlling angles on her discs.
Colleen going more this hyzer route, but turns her disc over a little much.
How'd you feel about the new added OB this year and the layout change?
I liked the mixed tee pads. I thought it made it more scoreable. And I thought most of the OB was good.
Great kick there from Kylie to stay in the circle. That'll be a putt for birdie from there, taking that hyzer gap you were talking about.
Megan going with the forehand. She's got a really solid forehand. We'll probably see her pull this out throughout the course.
That's going to trickle at least close to circle's edge. Give herself a putt as well. Colleen first on her approach. Nicely done from her inside the bullseye.
Megan up next.
A little high on that putt. Going to come up short but stay by the basket. And that one's going to leak out left for Lindsey and not find anything, but still within circle.
Nice 2 by Kylie.
Hole 1's pretty hard to score on, just like making sure you access the green. Hole 2 is a much easier hole, especially statistically. It plays under par at 2.7. Not too surprising to see at least one birdie from our feature card here. Everyone else tapping in pars. And we're going to transition over to hole 3, which is a change from last year from the gold pad to the red pad here. So it's a little shorter at 248, but what makes this green a little trickier to access?
You've got a bunch of rough on the left and right, so you got to go either like turnover, putter, mid, or if you've got the forehand, you can push that left side wall and have it fade into the basket really nicely.
A little downhill as well, so I think the backhand's a little harder to control distance-wise, a little easier to leak deep.
Oh.
Kylie gets an earlier guardian tree. She's probably outside, just outside circle from that range.
Lindsey also going backhand putter, it looks like.
She's got a good swing to it. But
that tree got him again.
Well-placed tree there right now as it hits our first 2 competitors' throws.
Can Colleen miss it? Oh.
This is a little too turned over, but stays at least on the edge. If you really get into that stuff, it can get pretty gnarly.
Yep. Megan showing us the forehand route.
Little low, gets a skip, gets a...
I think that was a good roll in a way. That left side is more open to get to the basket.
From a knee, Colleen just going to pitch it up into the circle. A little short from what she probably wants, but has an open swing. Maggie again with a lofty, floaty putt. It's going to find itself by the basket.
Kylie with another birdie.
You know, outside that first drive, kind of leaking OB, she's essentially been perfect off the tee and capitalized on everything so far.
Good birdie from Lindsey as well.
What are you looking to shoot here on the front 9 if you're trying to set a good pace?
Probably a couple under.
Okay.
Yeah. If you can be 2 under.
Sure.
There's also...
Since 2015, Great Lakes Disc has been supporting players at all levels, from local leagues and events to professional disc golfers on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Visit GreatLakesDisc.com to learn more.
Yeah, hole 4, 260. This one's also changed, not in the gold, but in the red pad position. OB, as you mentioned, was added, and just in general, that long grass space behind the basket. So if you happen to get a hold of one, you can find yourself OB deep. But this play, I think it plays a little bit easier to the flex forehand. There is a backhand gap. Which gap do you prefer?
I prefer the forehand. I agree with you. I think it's more open.
Ooh. I mean, that
nice drive.
That's perfectly planned, calculated.
Yeah. As long as with the forehand you don't let it skip too far right, there's also OB over there.
Yeah, this tends to be the mistake of the backhand, is leaking a little too early. You really need to commit it out wide and let it swing around everything, but it feels like a tougher shot than if you have that flex forehand power. Like, that's the line, but even that's still coming up a little short for Colleen. But that's the angle. You want to swing it out wide, get around all those trees. That was a nice job on the position of the tee shot.
And Megan's going to be our forehand route today.
Finds that tree that Kylie just barely missed. She's going to come up short from range now.
Trying to swing it in, but it sits right under the basket.
Yeah, she has a very soft putt so far today. So everything's landing just by the basket if it doesn't go in. but still giving everything a chance. Lindsey unable to convert on that one as that it just leaks a little low out of her hand. Colleen now inside circle.
Oh, bounces off the rim. And Kylie.
Kylie for 3 in a row? Sure, why not?
Let's go. What a start.
Already at that 2 down mark. Now we just need to stay clean. Moving out for the rest of the front 9 for Kylie if she wants to set a strong pace. Few tap-ins from our card as we transition now over to hole 5, which is still in the gold position with the added OB line between hole 4 and 5. Break this down for us. What's your game plan here?
Off the tee, I think a lot of the women would be glad to land somewhere near this short tee pad. Right, this area, some sort of big highs are coming in. Set yourself up. You can find a couple different routes up towards the basket here, and then maybe you have enough power to get the approach on that second one. I think a lot of our ladies will be sort of in between there, looking at long putts.
Yeah, it's trickier than you think. The first tee shot is downhill. You're able to get a little extra distance if you get a good height, good angle. I do agree the second shot is the trickier of the two, especially if you land in a compromising spot off the tee. And it's uphill, so it's got a little tricky distance as well. It makes it a little tougher.
I'd say the OB on this one added as well on that right side makes the tee shot a little more nerve-wracking. If you hit a tree, if you turn it over too much, just like Lindsey, you can find OB.
Yeah, they added a ton of OB. They changed the layout for FPO quite a bit from last year to kind of match what they were seeing statistically as holes that were not score separating. They were wanting to adjust or add OB to just to make it more competitive and a better event in general. I think they did a really nice job of that collectively, as we see the OB already coming into play a couple times and some of the holes adjusting so our ladies can score. And this is got a move on it here from Lindsey from way back. She's advancing up the fairway pretty far. It leaks left, but probably has a swing into the green from there.
And this is one of those positions Megan needed to get it to flip up some. She was right behind that tree, which can make that second shot hard when you're trying to get distance to also shape it around the trees.
Just a little farther ahead of Lindsey in her position, also left, but should have a open swing. Colleen swinging this one around the trees on Anheuser. She gets most of the way. This is still fairway, I would say, in relation to the basket. Maybe circles 2 edge.
Kylie with a fairly ideal landing spot here, right by the short tee pad. That leaves the different lanes open, gives her options.
And this has got a good move on it. This could get there. And it does, just inside circle or just around circle's edge at least. She'll have a putt for birdie.
Lindsey looks like she didn't skip too far into the tall grass, but a little obstructed.
Has to leave it on a little wider, a little more hyzer. This needs to keep moving forward. Looks like she leaks right inside the circle there, I think.
Yep.
Megan was just on the front edge of that bush, able to get a full reach back. Also gets in the circle, probably, 20 feet for her putt.
Here's Colleen's putt for the 3. Oh.
Good effort, good line, just a little short. Hits the pole underneath the basket there. Lindsey now trying to get her putt to go.
There we go.
Nice.
Saves the bogey.
Yeah, especially after hitting OB so early. I mean, that's a really good scramble because, I mean, she's missing out on 150 feet off the tee, and that can make it really tough as Kylie just leaves that one a hair short off the basket for her birdie look.
Megan just off the top.
Not too far on the roll, though, so she's going to stay by basket, get this for her tap-in. Yeah, hole 5 averaging 4.5 on the day, so one of the tougher holes. Averaging over par. Not too surprising with the added OB and the extra length, kind of in that tweener range. Difficult to score on. It was nice to see a couple of our ladies actually having birdie putts at it. But that's going to move us over to hole 6 now, 257. This has also been changed into a new pin position. This one has some new dangers as well. Break it down.
There is OB on the right, which is definitely possible to find, and you've got sort of a forehand or a backhand route that you can take. This is definitely reachable for our ladies at 260, so maybe we'll see some birdies.
Another hole that plays a little tricky, a little deceptive. It is uphill, And to add to your point, there's actually OB on the left side as well. And so if you happen to kick any of those guardian trees, it's pretty fast. You can find some trouble. This needs to just sit down. And okay. Sorry, we're still traumatized from states. We saw hundreds and hundreds of feet of roll away.
I think this right-hand side is sort of the line I saw most commonly taken.
Oh, yeah, great ground action there from Lindsey. Left it low, but not punished too much as she leaks into the circle.
Oh, Megan going right side, too. I thought she might take the forehand up the left side.
Yeah, I think they're both pretty valid. The
Nice
right
shot.
side just has, as long as you get past the first gap, unless you're like hyzering really, really quickly, you should be able to get up into the circle, and I think the hill plays as a really nice backstop as well. The forehand, it feels trickier because you almost want to flex it a little bit as Lindsey makes
Nice putt.
Yeah, great effort from her to get a birdie there. Yeah, I don't know. It shapes up really well for the forehand, but it feels tighter for some reason. Maybe it's that tree on the left, the skinny one has a little lower ceiling. Hey, sneaking it in there.
Yep.
Colleen with another par there, has not made a mistake yet, but needs to make some moves pretty quickly here to try to get under par. As we move over to hole 7, arguably one of the toughest holes with the new added OB. What do we got going on?
The first drive, we're aiming to get down to this gap. Some of our ladies might try to get through it. We'll see. And then you've got another almost full shot to get up to the basket. But there's OB all along the right side and in that rough in the island in the middle. And so that is making this hole much tougher.
Yeah, that island on the left catches a lot more than you would like it to. I would imagine we see Kylie going to go for the gap. She has plenty of power.
She's going for it. Needs to kick out.
What?
Oh.
What was that kick? Is there a flag or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hold on, let's take another look at that one from the catch angle side. So, because the release here, I love this. She's leaving it low. She's picking a pretty stable disc that's going to come back at the end. She leaves this one a little too far right.
But it's trying to come out.
Yeah, it gets through the first part and then hits nothing.
Oh.
Like, there's nothing there, right? I don't see anything. Like,
yeah,
what
Ghost just threw it back in. Out.
What, like, I swear I didn't edit anything out of that. It's just, what does it hit? That's just so weird. Unfortunately, is going to stay OB as we see Lindsey leaking that. Oh, that came out.
That was fortunate.
Agreed. But I think the card was aware enough to know that did just trickle back in bounds before, unfortunately, hitting nothing and staying out of bounds. This is going for the gap for Megan, and nicely
Nice
done.
shot.
That's a nervy shot, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's a very small window you're hitting at the end of your flight.
The wind was at least fairly calm today, but some days when Brewer's windy, it's even worse.
Yeah, I was going to say, is the front 6 or 7 is somewhat shielded by some trees, and so if you have a 5-mile-per-hour gust, it usually is right around that. But once we get into 8 and the rest of the course, 5-mile-per-hour gusts feel like 20 because it can pick up pretty quick.
Yep.
Colleen just leaving it out to the left side into the fairway, accessing that left side for the approach. The right side OB does taper off near the circles, like halfway through circle 2, right?
Yeah.
So if you do go on the right side here, you see that bush that Kylie is kind of throwing at. As long as you beat that bush, you should be getting past the OB line as it goes into the woods, but it feels scary.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you can get a kick and not, pushed out and get extra unlucky. That left side just feels a little safer. And Megan also going to the backhand. We're seeing her play a lot more backhands so far in this round than I might have expected. Is this a forehand course? I know you have a forehand in your game.
I'd say it's mostly backhand.
Okay.
There's shots where you can use the forehand, but yeah. It's definitely not one where you have to have a forehand.
Yeah. Colleen having to go to a knee underneath the low-hanging bushes is not going to be able to progress very far.
Megan giving it a little bit into the shade here.
She's been teasing that basket the whole round. Oh. Off the basket for Colleen from range. Almost able to dunk that one. Kylie now.
Nice putt.
Like, just to be clear, she did that in 3.
Yeah.
So only 3 throws on the par 5, but the OB stroke makes it a birdie. But fantastic putt from Kylie. Birdie putt from Lindsey. Tap in from Megan and Colleen here.
Well played by the card to get several birdies there.
Agreed. I mean, the par, being a par 5, it does play on the easier side in relation to par, but I mean, that's probably thanks to our lead card here as we see multiple birdies. Moving over to hole 8, also playing in the shorter pad position for this year, 232. This has got to be a must get,
It
right?
feels like a must get birdie. It's wide open. It's uphill, but only 230. All of our women can get here.
I mean, the OB that is around this hole really doesn't come into play outside of you just shanking it.
Huge shank.
And
yeah.
again, this is one thing I do like about Brewer is that it's got tricky hills. So it's 232. You're just like, okay, real soft. I can just throw a hyzer. It is uphill, and you can find yourself a little short. We see Kylie come up a little short. I like Lindsey's commitment to leaving that one a little higher and swinging it in. I think that you need to really commit to knowing that it's kind of like a backstop, and you can chuck it a little harder and let the hill kind of stop it. But this surprises me a little bit. I think the forehand's better here. The hill kind of shapes to catch it better.
Yes. It slants a little bit right down to left, so...
I would have expected to see the forehand from Megan there, but opted for the backhand as we see Colleen get into circle, and a great opportunity for her to get the first birdie on her round. Gave it a lofty bit from Kylie, just a little short, stays inside the circle near the bullseye's edge.
Megan up next.
Hey,
Go.
hot streak for Megan is 3 birdies in a row, getting herself to under par. Oh, and Lindsey leaking that one right, spits out the right side, and has got another putt left for her par.
Colleen in for her birdie. Finally gets on the board.
Par there from Kylie. And, you know, considering, we see Kylie's round, 5 birdies there, 4 under overall. It feels like, man, you really need to be scoring birdies to be competitive. But, I mean, Colleen only has 1 birdie. Staying clean matters.
Yes.
As long as you can stay clean, you can still make a run at a win here. As we move over to hole 9, 287, tricky green here.
Yes.
Ceci, what do you got to do to give yourself the best chance?
You're throwing up and over a hill here before it comes back down, and it's really quite steep, more than it looks like on the camera here by the basket. I think most of our ladies end up coming up a little bit short, and it is tough to run that putt. It's a scary one when you're looking down the hill. There's OB way down there in the woods. Megan taking a little bit too wide there, ending up the edge of the rough, hopefully.
Now, I like the forehand a lot. The big risk with it is what Megan just did, which is leaving it leaked too far left and bringing those branches into play. A lot of people I see who throw the backhand tend to swing and get that kind of cross-hill roll into those things. And so the forehand usually mitigates that. You can swing around, but I think Megan left that on too much angle, not enough time to swing back the way she wanted. See, there's that roll.
Yep.
Basket high, though, but not in the stuff it looks like.
Yeah, if you're going backhand, you really want to take it wide to give yourself a chance. Which is tough. You can't see the basket. You have to have
Right.
that marker tree.
And there is no marker tree.
Oh.
That would have been cool. And a great stop. That very easily could have rolled down the hill. Speaking of which, there is OB. They added it
Yep.
along the wood line along. So if you are to catch an angle or an edge and fall all the way down to the woods, it would add a stroke. So
Colleen just laying that one up. Okay, Kylie's got a look here.
sit down. Okay, 20-foot, 15-foot comeback putt.
Uphill.
And now we can start to see the wind start ruffling some leaves here. It's Brewer's just very known for kind of being just that tunnel that picks everything up. All
Good
right.
putt by Lindsey. Grabs the birdie.
Very strong finish. 3 out of the last 4 holes for Lindsey. Good putt from Kylie as well, as she's had a fantastic start for her round. Outside of the unfortunate OB on 1, it's been pretty much perfect. And we're going to swing over to the back 9, taking a look at scores first. Lindsey and Kylie leading our card here at 4 down, 3 down. As you said, you want, set that pace, 3 or 4 down, right in that pocket. Colleen and Megan, 1 down right now, still in the hunt. If you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing. You do not want to miss out when more coverage comes out on the channel or the rest of this tournament, because there's going to be an exciting finish at every event we go to. I can't promise that, but I think that you should find out for yourself. If you haven't already, please consider joining our Patreon. Great way to support the channel financially. Ceci, I'll see everyone in back 9 in just a second.
Check out the back 9.